Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah, today we are going to celebrate our 73rd Independence Day. Today we will discuss the incidents and facts about the history of Pakistan. In 15th century, some of Portuguese traders arrived in the subcontinent. In that time, Mughal emperors were in power, and it was the golden time period for the Muslims. Portuguese were amazed to see a land rich in spices, fruits, cloths of different colors and textures, fabulous ornaments and jewelry. The local people were friendly and treated the travelers with courtesy and respect. The traders exchanged goods with local people and many returned to Europe. In 16th century, Queen Elizabeth granted a charter to set up the East India Company. East India Company began to do business on a large scale. بر صغیر میں انگریز صرف تجارت کی غرض سے آئے، مگر انہوں نے پورے خطے پر اپنی حکومت قائم کی۔ انہوں نے بر صغیر کی تعمیر و ترقی میں حصہ لیا، مثلاً سڑکوں کی تعمیر، ریلوے کا نظام اور بڑی بڑی عمارات بنانا، اپنی زبان کو متعارف کروانا اور سیاست میں اپنے خیال و تصور اور نظریات کو متعارف کروایا۔ لیکن بر صغیر کی عوام انگریز حکومت سے ناخوش تھی، کیونکہ انہیں اس بات کا یقین تھا کہ اپنی ہی ریاست میں رہتے ہوئے وہ آزاد نہ تھے اور ان کے حکمران انگریز تھے۔ The British government in the subcontinent had a large army whose officers were all British. The soldiers were Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs. In 1857, the soldiers were issued with rifles whose greased bullets had to be bitten for loading. The bullets were greased with animal fat, and both Muslims and Hindus objected, as lard is forbidden to Muslims and cow fat to Hindus. The battle that they fought is called the War of Independence. Many soldiers, both Indian and British, were killed. Muslims and Hindus fought against British. After this was British became more powerful. Many cities were destroyed, and after this war, Muslims were left behind, economically, educationally, and politically. ان حالات کو مد نظر رکھتے ہوئے مسلمانوں اور ہندوؤں نے اس حقیقت کو تسلیم کیا کہ انگریزوں سے جنگ کر کے ترقی ناممکن ہے۔ مسلمانوں اور ہندوؤں نے مل کر اپنی ایک سیاسی جماعت انڈین نیشنل کانگریس بنائی تاکہ اس پلیٹ فارم کے ذریعے اپنے خیالات کا اظہار کر سکیں۔ کانگریس جماعت بڑی تیزی سے ترقی کرتی چلی گئی۔ دن بدن کئی رہنما اس جماعت میں شامل ہوتے گئے اور قائد اعظم نے بھی سن 1906 میں کانگریس میں شمولیت اختیار کی۔ سن 1906 میں مسلمان رہنماؤں نے اپنی ایک سیاسی جماعت بنائی جسے آل انڈیا مسلم لیگ کہا جاتا ہے۔ مسلمانوں کو اس بات کا یقین تھا کہ انگریزوں کے ہندوستان چھوڑ جانے کے بعد ہندو ان پر قابض ہو جائیں گے اور مسلمان پھر سے غلامی میں اپنی زندگی بسر کرنے پر مجبور ہو جائیں گے۔ The قائد اعظم had remained a member of Congress for 20 years. By the time he realized that Congress is a Hindu party and work for Hindu interest. Therefore, he speeded up the organization of the Muslim League. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was well educated and worked as a judge for the East India Company. From the very beginning, he worked towards creating a better understanding between the British rulers of India and the Muslims of India, especially when the Muslims were defeated and downcast. He worked to support Muslims, and he wanted the Muslims and the British to know each other better. So he wrote many papers and articles explaining the Muslims and the British positions. He encouraged the Muslims to educate themselves and gain the confidence of the British. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was strongly in favor of the Muslims educating themselves and improving their situation. He set up the MAO College, which later became Aligarh University, and he was the person who used the term nation for the Muslims for the very first time. Islam and Hinduism were not only two religions but stood for conflicting ideas, actions, and traditions. This could have never allowed them to live in peace in one country. Islam preaches equality of mankind as against the caste system of Hindus. There was difference of food, dress, customs, traditions, and way of living. Hindus hated Muslims as unclean and Muslims treated them as non-believers. Elections were held in all provinces under the Act of 1935. The Congress won majority. Congress formed its ministries in 1937. The Hindus showed their true colors and started demolishing the Muslim culture and civilization. Hindi was made the learning of compulsory in the schools, and every attempt was made to eliminate Urdu from educational institutions. The Tiranga three-color flag of the Congress was hoisted on all government buildings, forcing Muslims to show respect of their flag. The Vande Mataram hymn, and on which around anti-Muslim feelings was made the national anthem. Bands and flutes were being played in front of mosque at the prayer time. At some places, unarmed Muslims were killed. The Muslims were denied all rights. In short, there was no end to atrocities inflicted on the Muslims, and their life was made a hell. Due to certain differences with the British government of India, the Congress ministries resigned in 1939, and the Muslims heaved a sigh of relief. The Quaid-e-Azam's directions observed the day of deliverance. A resolution was passed under the presidentship of the Quaid-e-Azam in the Lahore session of the Muslim League held in 1940, which demanded a separate homeland for the Muslims. Hindus opposed it strongly, but the Quaid-e-Azam remained steadfast on the demand of separate state. In 1945, the Indian leaders were invited for talks at Shimla by Viceroy Lord Wavell. Except Gandhiji, all leaders joined in the talks, but no tangible results could come out for a compromise to be effected between the Muslims and the Hindu demands. In March 1947, Lord Mountbatten was appointed as the Viceroy of India. He held long discussions with the Congress and the Muslim League leadership. On 3rd June 1947, he announced a detailed plan for the partition of India. The partition plan was approved by the British Parliament on 1st July. Thus, the Independence of India Act 1947 was passed. After a long struggle and many discussions with the British, both in India and in England, the Hindus and the Muslims gained their independence. A commission was set up by the British to mark the borders of the new countries. Two countries were formed, India and Pakistan, and it was decided that the areas where the majority of the population was Muslim would become the part of Pakistan. The rest of the country became India or Bharat. This division was known as partition. Millions of people crossed the borders from one side to the other in the single biggest migration in history. Pakistan became an independent country on 14 August 1947. It was in two parts, West Pakistan and East Pakistan, with India between them. After years of hard struggle, the Muslims of the subcontinent had gained a country for themselves. I pray we fulfill the ambition of Jinnah and Allama Iqbal and all those who struggled in the freedom movement of Pakistan to see this nation one of the greatest nation in the world. I pray instead of getting inspired by West, we make our own flourishing identity and make world inspired by Pakistan and Pakistanis. I pray our leadership of Pakistan becomes sincere to the nation. Pakistanis become sincere to the nation too. May Allah bring all of us to some sanity. Happy Independence Day.
यूं भी हमें आजादी के